Hello, I'm Jonathan Meier, one of the directors of the Place for Self-Storage, and we're standing today in the reception of our first store in Petersfield in Hampshire. So I got involved in self-storage back in the early 90s. I always harboured a desire to actually do it for myself and set up a brand that I really wanted to do and have more control over, and never lost that. And coming out of COVID, it was now or never. So the growth of the place has been great. We found the right investor after a couple of years of trying. And they wanted to back a small growing platform very quickly. And we had the two facilities of Petersfield and Alton ready to roll. And we've worked really hard over the last 18 months to build the brand, the marketing, and obviously get the fit out right and everything else, and create the lifestyle brand that we want to do. And now we're ready to move to the next stage. I started first working with Kuboid way back in the early 2000s. And then when I got back into the industry many years later, my first call was to continue my relationship with Kuboid. It was never a decision, it was a very easy decision to make because of the history, and the service has been exactly what it was 20 years ago. Kuboid were really good for us. Early on, when we were still looking at the acquisition, they came down, did a couple of surveys for us, which really helped get all the planning right, make sure we could run the numbers. That was very impressive for investors. You could see that we were very engaged in the whole design process, had all the right contacts, and obviously then we're able to follow through with the design. And it was great when we obviously secured the building, and Andy and the team were able to come down very quickly and get things moving because we were already ahead of it. The Petersfield build was tricky because the warehouse heights were different, and we had an existing mezzanine which we were fortunate to acquire and we wanted to reuse. But to get everything into the back warehouse of the 2 floors, the levels didn't marry up. So we had to be quite clever with Kuboid's help to put some ramps in and get the heights right. Also to eradicate the need for any lift pits, etc. And they did that really well. So we've been absolutely delighted with the way that one warehouse seamlessly goes into the other, and you're not really aware of it unless you're actually very carefully looking at the design. We were already fitting out Petersfield when we acquired Alton. So the journey was an interesting one. We were able to move the smaller demolition contractors straight from Petersfield over into Alton to do that, to facilitate literally the moment we were ready for Kuboid to come in. We'd already done the works, and in effect Kuboid were then running between the 2 sites, which had its challenges, but what we'd learnt on Petersfield we were able to roll into Alton in terms of the team working together, and the Alton project was a really good one, quicker, cleaner and easier, and that was a really good experience. So the second one's always easier than the first. We definitely learnt from having done one together, particularly having done a tricky project first time round, to roll into a more straightforward one made the whole process much more streamlined. I think one of the things with Kuboid that was very good was, although the 2 sites were running along the same time, which could have been a challenge, we didn't actually find that was any issue. It helped that we were moving seamlessly from installation of units on one into installation of mezz on the other, and then the team was able to follow on. It was great as well that the lead installer was able to go from one site to another, and that's been really good. That learning experience of him understanding us and the other way around has been very positive, and I would definitely want that again in my sites going forwards. So we were very clear that we weren't going to go with the primary colour. We wanted to create a real different identity with the lifestyle, and the colour of the green that we've got, which you can see in the images here, was very, very important to us. That was a challenge because it wasn't a stock colour, and Kuboid were able to get in touch with the suppliers and procure the doors in the perfect colour we needed to match the brand, and that's been a fantastic achievement, and I think the results are truly spectacular. I like working with Kuboid because it's very much a personal touch, and although obviously the business has grown quite a lot in the 20 years I've known them, it still feels very user-friendly and very small, which is nice, although they're able to also deliver high-quality product as well. The journey for the Place for Self-Storage isn't going to stop here. We open Swindon very, very soon. In fact, it goes live properly tomorrow. From there on, we're looking at more investment and more sites, and we've identified some targets, and we're working hard on securing the money to deliver those at the moment.